Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about MRP-1 module. In the last video I have explained you about MRP-2. Now I will explain you what is MRP-1 and what is the difference between MRP-1 and MRP-2. In summary, MRP-1 Material Requirements Planning is a material management system. It calculates when purchasing orders must be made to suppliers and the work orders released. It will provide the amount of material needed according to the scheduled production. In contrast, MRP-2 Manufacture Resource Planning is a manufacturing system. It not only deals with the purchasing and production scheduling but also with the capabilities of the factory in aspects such as labor or machinery. Here the below chart summarizes the main differences between the two systems of MRP-1 and MRP-2. As I said, MRP-1 stands for Material Requirements Planning. MRP-2 stands for Manufacture Resource Planning. In MRP-1, the plan the needs of the material. Mainly they will plan the needs of the material, where in MRP-2 they will plan the needs of the resources. In MRP-1 it compromises only the manufacturing area, where in MRP-2 it includes the entire organization. MRP-1 is an open system. MRP-2 closed loop manufacturing resource planning system. MRP-1 it responds to what, how much and when to acquire materials. MRP-2 it responds the same as MRP-1 and also how much and when it will be produced and what are the available resources. Available resources means you can take it example as machines, which are our work centers, also the labors. MRP-1 improves the material and production scheduling, where MRP-2 improves the productivity of both material as well as the machine. So this is the difference between MRP-1 and MRP-2. Now I will explain how to configure MRP-1 and how to work on MRP-1 in Focus-ERP. Let me log in into Focus-ERP with my credentials. As soon as you log in your Focus-ERP, first of all you should remember to configure some settings. Let me go to settings. In configure transactions, make sure that tags, here you have tags in the left hand side. Here you have the inventory tag. The inventory tag must be tagged to the warehouse master, which maintains the whole inventory of the MRP system. After that you just update it and close. Once the warehouse is configured, you need to go to settings wizard, where you can configure the modules. Here we have MRP-1 and MRP-2. In the last video how I have shown you the configuration of the MRP-2. It's the same configuration, but here a few changes to be done. Now when you click on MRP-2, here you see in this MRP-2 is not configured. Here it is showing tables, views, functions and menus. Where in MRP-1 if I click, it says MRP-1 is enabled on this company. Please note that if MRP-1 is enabled in this company, you should not enable MRP-2. It's vice versa. If you enable MRP-2, you should not enable MRP-1. Click on this MRP-1 and then click on update. After updating this, close this menu and go to re-indexing. click on home button, data management, click on reindex. Here you can select full reindex and click on OK. Once the reindexing is done, then you need to log into the ERP and click on settings. Here go to configure transactions. In this again we have MRP menu. In this MRP menu you have to configure the procurement voucher as material requisition, purchase planning as MRP, raise material request on release is material requisition. Here you have to check these three options: allow user to raise basic production order, track based on the order, allow users to issues and receipts process wise. In case if you want to do any process wise production, yes, you can tick this option. In my last video in the production process, I have shown you how to work on the process wise production. Okay, here also if you need it, you can check this. After doing these three checks, you can click on update. When you click on update, you will get a message updated successfully. Here like this. Now you see data saved successfully. Here you will get a message. Once this is done, re-login. Here also you can do the MRP1 process based on your sales order. If it is made to quantity, if it is made to stock, you can do a independent order. You have both the options here. You can raise the sales order. Okay, here I have already put my sales order for FG item. I have a quantity of 100 and this is the price which I have quoted to my customer. And my due date is end of September. I'll just save this voucher. I'll show you one independent order also. I am searching the independent order through the quick menu search, planned independent order. Click on new. Here also I am selecting the same FG item as 50 numbers. Here I can give the date as a different date. I want it for October 5th. I'll save this. Once I save this, now I have two orders in my production line. Now how to see those orders in MRP1? Click on the menu search and search for MRP process. Here I have a start date, end date. So if I want to search all the orders till October, I can select the month here. Then I'll select the year. Then I'll select the date. I'm selecting as of October 31st and I'll click on load. Here you have an option all orders, sales orders and planned independent orders. If you want to see only sales orders, you can click this. If you want to go with only planned independent orders, you can click here. Now I am going with all orders and click on load. Now you see here it has loaded both the orders. It has loaded sales order as well as planned independent order. Let me click only on planned independent order. Now you see it is showing only planned independent order. Let me click on sales order. Now you see it is showing only sales order. If I click on all orders, it is showing both the orders. Like this you can see all the orders in the MRP process. Here now I will plan only for the first one because I have to deliver this by September 30th. Okay, you check on this particular first order, you have a lots breakup here. Here you have to select order to order. After selecting orders to order, here in the bottom you have preferences. Okay, here you will not have routing, you will not have the machine planning. Okay, that is the difference between MRP1 and MRP2. Okay, in the previous video, if you see my MRP2, you will know the differences also. Here I can click on explode BOM so that it will show me all the materials required in that particular BOM. You can click on warehouse here. Here the list of warehouses will appear. You can select the required warehouses and you can check for the stocks. On the top you have get stock for all products. See here, I don't have any available stocks. Okay, here the order type you can select as raise purchase requisition. Then you can click on planning. Then you click on MRP planning. Now when you click on MRP planning, it will show all the items which you need to procure. Now you see here, this is my parent item. This is my item name. For this SFG, I need this item. For this finished good, I need this item. Okay, so it is showing all the items here. Now here you can click raise indent. Okay, when you click on raise indent, here it shows the message procurement voucher raised successfully. Then you can click on finished. After this you can close this menu. Now you can go and check the material requisition. See here, it has raised the material requisition for 2 items. Now using this material requisition, you can raise a purchase order. From here the procurement process starts. Now based on the customer requirement, you can set the purchase process. If some customers ask you that they want to set this purchase process from purchase requisition to purchase voucher, you can set it. There are few customers, they will say we will do some flows manually, like quotation, getting quotations, getting RFQs, raising RFQs, getting quotations, analyzing the quotations. Okay, after finalizing, they want to directly raise a purchase order. Okay, from here I will raise a purchase order and I'll show you. Let me go to the design workflow. In the design workflow, you have to check whether the flow is defined or not. Let me see what is my flow. Here I have material requisition versus purchase orders and material receipt note. So I am raising a material requisition first. So the MRP is raising a material requisition. Then from there I am going to link this material requisition to purchase orders. After that I am going to procure this item through a material receipt note using material receipt note voucher, which updates the stocks and my inventory. Okay, so like this you have to define. Here you have to make sure that the check field should be an item, and in the properties here you have to click load base document details at the time of linking. So any extra fields you enter that you have to load in the target document, you can load it. Here in settings, relate to none. Okay, the between material requisition and purchase orders, it should be none. In the second flow, I will show you the settings. Here in the purchase order, the vendor and item should be checked. Then here the relate to should be purchase orders, this one. Okay, these two things you have to make a note of it when you are configuring the MRP1. After that you save it. Once that flow is defined, you save it and re-log in into the company. Now I go to the purchase order. Here I have purchase orders. In this I click on pending material requisitions. Now this is my pending requisitions. I'll check this and I'll click on convert. When I click on convert, all the contents will be copied from my material requisition to purchase order. Here I will select the required vendor and I will order this. Now I can define the price which I have agreed by the vendor. Then I'll save it. Once I saved, now material will be received. When the materials are received, okay, the vendor will send the materials and those are received by the requested company. Now the stores person responsibility to receive those materials. Stores person will relog in with his credentials and he will go and check the material requisition. I have one purchase order here, one material requisition here. Then I go and check my material receipt note. Okay, I click on pending orders. Here the source person can see all the pending orders. He will check on the required pending order and click on convert. Okay, here if you receive the full quantity, you can take it or you can delete. Okay, you just put the cursor here, this menu will come, then you can delete the row. In case if you have received a partial quantity or only single item, you can just delete it. Okay, I am receiving a full quantity and I'll save it. Okay, here it is telling me the warehouse is not configured. Make sure that the warehouse is configured in the material receipt note voucher. You can configure in header, and here in the miscellaneous options, the update stock should be there. Here I have to select the main warehouse, whichever warehouse I want to update the stock. I can select the warehouse and save it. Okay, once saved, you can go and see your inventories. I can go to inventory, reports. I have a stock movement report. I will select all items and then click on OK. Here you see all items which I have received. It is showing here R1 and R2. Okay, these are my raw materials. Okay. Also, one more important thing you have to remember, whenever you create the master items in the item master, okay, here the FG, I'll just edit it and show you. Here you have a item type. This one you have to mark as finished good. Then you have to set the units, whatever the units you want to give this. Then you have replenishment. In replenishment, for this product you have to give as production because it is a FG product. Then save it. For raw materials, you have to give the replenishment as purchase. Okay, because we are buying this from outside vendor. Okay, then save it. So these two you have to remember, and even for SFG you have to mark it as production because you are getting this particular product by doing a process, one process. Okay, first stage of process. Also, I will show you the bill of material, how to define the bill of material. Here I have given two bill of materials. For first bill of material I have given only for the FG. This is my output item, this is my input. To get an SFG I am using only R1. Okay, this one bill of material I made it for SFG and another I made it for my FG. See, in FG I am using R2 as well as SFG, okay, which is my first process of the product. Okay, like this you have to define. Then in the output you have to define FG. Okay, bill of material should be defined like this. Now I will go to the my production order. As my materials are received, now I will go to the production order. Okay, I will have my production order voucher in the planning menu. I click here. I go to basic production order. I will click on new. Okay, here I can give order number. If any order number is there, I can give the order number. In case if this order is received from a customer, I can select the customer name. I will give the item name here. What is the quantity I have received? BOM will be loaded automatically. Here warehouse I can define from which warehouse the raw materials to be picked. I can give it. Otherwise I can just leave it. It is not compulsory. Here I can give what is my production inventory to be manufactured. Here I have order status. Okay, now I am just planning it and save. Once this is planned, now the production order is ready to go into the production line. Now the production manager will give this production order to the production line people with all the raw materials. Okay, now the raw materials has to be withdrawn from main warehouse to the production floor warehouse. Let us create one production floor warehouse here. I will go to warehouse master, click on home masters, warehouse master. I will click on new. I am just saving this. So now I will raise a stock transfer request. Okay, you can just take one stock transfer request and you can send that stock transfer request to the stores person. Now stores person will transfer these stocks using stock transfer voucher. If you want, you can design a workflow for this and you can link these two documents. I am just directly showing the stock transfer voucher here. Check whether the warehouse is there or not there in the stock transfer voucher. It is not there. So I will just map the warehouse in the header. I will click on new. Here I have issues. Here I have receipt. Okay, this is issue and this is a receipt warehouse. Here my issue warehouse will be my main stores and my receipt warehouse will be my production floor. Here let me copy the BOM inputs. I will select the item FG BOM name and then I will select for how much finished good I am giving this raw materials. Now all the raw materials are copied. I'll just select R1. Okay, I have copied only one bill of material. Okay, let me copy again. I click on new. I select BOM input. I'll select my first process. Okay, SFG for 150. Okay, I click on OK. So it has copied only the one item. Now I will click on again BOM input. I'll select FG item, I'll select the BOM and then select my quantity. Now it has copied other products. So here this intermediate product also I need from the stores, but it is not ready, so I will delete this. Then I'll select the warehouse name. I'll select production floor. Now I'll click on save. Okay, before this you have to check your production order, because in production order we have mentioned as main stores. You have to change that. Here you have to give the main warehouse and from warehouse and warehouse 2 as a warehouse as a production floor. Let me go to the production orders. Here I will view for advanced production orders. See here the MRP2 has raised 2 production orders based on the process wise. Now you see here the production order is not released. Let us release these orders. Click on close. Here you have a release orders. Release production order. Okay, now you can release the first process order. Then click on release order. Okay, let me check the production orders again. Here you see the first one, the order status has become released order. Okay, the same it will appear in the production status report also. Now you see I have 2 production orders, one for SFG, one for FG. Okay, now the first one for FG is released, but SFG is not released. So we have to release the SFG also. So let me release that. Now the both orders are released. Let us go to issues to production. I'll click on new. I'll select the warehouse and here I'll get all my pending production orders. Let me go to the sub process, my process 1. Okay, this is how I have to process. Okay, I'll save this. Now let me check the production order status report. Now you see my SFG is in work in progress, but my FG is still not yet started. Okay, it is just released. Let me go to my receipt from production. Click on new. I'll select the warehouse. In case if you want to directly transfer to main warehouse, you can select main warehouse, or here you can select the production floor after the QC, then you can transfer to the main warehouse. Here you can select the pending production orders. Okay, so first I am receiving the FG. Okay, in case any partial quantity, you can just change this quantity here in the production quantity. I'll just save it. After this, let me check the production order status report again. Now you see my process 1 for FG, it is finished, but the second one it is still not released. Okay, it is released but it is not issued to production. Let me go and issue to the production now. I click on new. I'll select the production warehouse, production floor warehouse. I'll select the pending production order number. I'll select the sub process. Okay, this is my process 2. Here, as soon as I select the sub process, the raw materials and my intermediate product has been loaded, and I can define the quantity what I have received. So now I am receiving the full quantity, and I'll save. Then I close. Now let me go and check the production status report. Select all items and click on OK. Now you see still it is in work in progress because we have not done the receipt from production. Let us do that. I am receiving this finished good in production floor. I am selecting the pending production order number. I am selecting the process. Okay, here I have received a FG. I'll just save it. Once this is saved, check the same report again. The order status will be changed to finished. Now we have finished both the processes and we have received the FG. Now you can check the report, stock movement report. You can go to inventory, reports, stock movement report, select all and filter on your production floor warehouse. Now click OK, then OK. Now you see here in production floor warehouse it is showing the balance quantity as 150. Okay, now you see this R1 R2 there is no stock, it is finished because we have used these particular items in the production floor. So like this you can check the stocks. Now you can transfer that production floor stocks to your main warehouse after the QC is finished. I go to stock transfer voucher. In the inventory I have transaction stocks, I have a stock transfer voucher. I click on new. Here what I do, I will select my warehouse as production floor. This is my from warehouse. Then I'll select my to warehouse. Okay, here I'll select my FG 150. Then I'll save it. Once this is saved, now you can go and see your stock movement report for your same warehouse what I have filtered last time. Now you see it is not showing the balance because we have moved that stocks from production warehouse to our main warehouse. Let us filter again. Instead of production floor, we will select main warehouse here. Now you see in the main warehouse it is showing my stock as 150 because we have moved through a stock transfer voucher. So this is how the MRP1 can be implemented. Hope you like my video. If you like my video, please subscribe and like. Thank you very much.